Wake Forest spent the last two seasons going 4-8, same record both years. Nothing really exciting, nothing to build off of either. And they hadn't had a bowl game since 2022. The program wasn't trending up or down, it was just stuck. 11-year coach Dave Clawson stepped down, leaving Wake as the worst ACC team in North Carolina. The Athletic reporter Chris Vanini even said, going into the 2025 season, they were the worst Power 4 school in the country. 2 days after Clawson stepped down, Coach Jake Dickert came in. Before Wake, he was the defensive coordinator at Washington State in 2020, and later was promoted to head coach in November of 2021, finishing with a total record of 23-20. Solid work considering the situation he walked into. Wake Forest hired him in 2024, hoping he could bring some direction back into the program. And right away, you could tell things were changing. Wake Forest brought in 35 transfers, 9 of which had followed Dickert directly from Washington State. And these weren't just random transfer portal flyers. These were players who already understood how he coaches and what he expects. Fa'alili Fa'amo is a good example. 4-star grade in the portal, physical, athletic, and a real piece on the offensive line. He has been important for what Wake's been building up front, especially with the run game. Dickert also rebuilt the quarterback room. Deshaun Purdy transferred from Charlotte, that's my guy, and Robbie Ashford came in from South Carolina. Different players, different styles, but both add mobility and playmaking that Wake didn't really have before. And it wasn't just new faces. Some of Wake Forest's most important players stuck around. They had 3 juniors that were really key in staying. Nick Anderson stayed, Dylan Hazen stayed, and star running back Damon Claiborne also stayed. That matters a whole lot in today's portal world. Anderson leads the team with 82 tackles, and he sets the tone defensively. Claiborne has been huge again, with 812 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and he's 38th in the country in terms of rushing yards. He's closing in on another 1,000-yard season with 2 games left, and Dylan Hazen's been steady all year long. And the transfers are producing too. Chris Barnes, another Wazoo guy, has 34 catches for 504 yards and 3 touchdowns. Solid work from a portal pickup, learning yet again a new offense. And the results show the difference. At time of recording, Wake is 7-3, heading to its first bowl game since 2022. And they are a top 40 team in the nation. They've beaten number 14 Virginia, dominated Oregon State, and won close games against SMU and Virginia Tech. Just last week, they handled UNC, and Bill Belichick even snubbed Coach Dickert on the way out. And in terms of one of Charlotte's best players last year, Deshaun Purdy had his best game of the season in the Oregon State win. He threw for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns. That was the first real look at what this offense can do when he's in rhythm, and he could be a guy that competes for the starting job next season. Wake Forest have 2 remaining games in the season. They've got Delaware and Duke left on the schedule. 2 games they can easily finish strong with, though we must acknowledge that Duke are a great team. And the key thing to know, they're about a player or 2 away from being even better than what the record says. This is a team that could easily be 8-2. In the Georgia Tech game, there was a missed offsides call that probably changes the outcome. If that gets called, Wake likely wins. Although they did blow a 20-3 lead, let's say they win that. They're suddenly right in the middle of the ACC title race in Jake Dickert's first season. And this season doesn't look anything like the last 2. Wake Forest finally has direction again. The roster's deeper, there's a different attitude around Winston, and the team actually competes each and every week. Jake Dickert didn't show up with a long rebuild timeline. He immediately got to work, and as we've seen, the results are already there. If this is year 1 in the Jake Dickert era, the ACC might need to take them seriously moving forward. And I'd say this rebuild happened way quicker than we imagined, and I think Wake Forest is a team that everybody needs to be on the lookout for come this time next season. And the Deacs 2026 season consists of 3 out-of-conference opponents, being the Akron Zips, the Purdue Boilermakers, and the Army Black Knights. 3 extremely winnable out-of-conference games, and I think season 2 of Dickert Ball is going to result in at least another 7-win season for the Deacs. A lot to be positive about in Winston-Salem. Thank you everybody for watching. Shout out my friend Adam, the biggest Wake fan I know. This is for you, brother. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.